Welcome everyone to episode 1 of Talkin Ball. I'm Liam Elkins, and today is the 27th of December in the year 2021, and I'll get right into it. Today, Matt Nagy said that he will coach the last 2 games of the season for the Bears, and I mean, all of the guys there seem like he's okay staying, and they'll just have to live it out and see what happens in the offseason. Another coach of my favorite team, actually, the Broncos, Vic Fangio, says he deserves another year in Denver. I agree with that. Vic Fangio, he's kind of elevated what the Broncos have done the past 2 years. Instead of trying and waiting for a QB, he brought in Teddy Bridgewater. And it was a decent enough QB to get us to around 500. As of right now, we're 7-8. So, not as bad as I thought. Going into the season, I thought we'd have a top 8 pick, like best, top 8 pick. And then hopefully draft someone like Spencer Rattler, which that's not the case anymore. Or someone such as Kenny Pickett. That can still happen, but as right now we're in the playoff race. We lost to the Raiders last night. We're not in the playoff race. But we are 7-8. We are playoff pretenders, and we're going to be around the 15th pick. And hopefully Kenny Pickett's on the board so we can snag him. But if not, another year Teddy Bridgewater, I won't mind. We do need to trade Drew Lock, though. I think Drew Lock still has a little bit of value, maybe someone like the Texans, but he's going to be a backup for the rest of his life probably. From the Chiefs camp, Edwards-Helaire is going to come back. He's week to week. He's not going to come back, but when the Chiefs get their starting running back, a Pro Bowler last year, in his first year, it's going to be scary. They already are scary. They were struggling at the beginning of the year, and then they beat the Raiders, and then it was like, I got this. And then there's just, I don't know what they are right now. I think they're 10-4 right now. 10-5, 10-4. There's something like that, but number 1 seed in the AFC, they are rolling, and when they get Clyde back, scary team in the postseason, because then they can run the football as well. Jimmy G. Uncertain whether he will play this week because of his thumb injury. So, will Trey Lance start against the Texans? That will be interesting, because Trey Lance, the 49ers, Jimmy G isn't bad. It's like the Broncos situation. You have a pretty good team around everything else. The 49ers, though, they're way better than us. I'm just going to point that out. But in order to get to a playoffs, you need a better QB. Yes, you made it to the Super Bowl 2 years ago with Jimmy G. But you can't really do that in 2021. You need someone different. And I know if you put Trey Lance in, he's a project. But you might have to. And when Trey Lance plays, hopefully he isn't a Johnny Manziel or anything, but it will take time. He will be more like a Daniel Jones, most likely, and he'll be a franchise caliber, but it depends with the 49ers whether they'll make him a franchise guy. And speaking of the Texans, they beat the Chargers yesterday by 18 points. 41-23, 18 points. They were rolling. David Mills? I think it's David Mills. David Mills, the QB for the Texans, the 4th or 5th round pick from Stanford. He was rolling. Hold on, I got his stat line right here somewhere. 21 for 27, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns against a pretty good Chargers defense, which I think is just nuts for a 4th, 5th round rookie draft pick. And also today, Pete Carroll says the Seahawks need to retool, not rebuild. So, do the Seahawks need to rebuild? I say yes. I think that they need to get rid of Russell Wilson, but I'm okay if they don't. But Russell Wilson still has value, and I think that they could definitely make a move and get something valuable for him, and maybe get another franchise QB to help out. Definitely keep DK Metcalf. Maybe you might have to trade Bobby Wagner as well. Or you could just keep Russ and trade Bobby Wagner and retool that defense. But it's not looking good for the Seahawks. Hopefully they can bounce back next year. But you got the Cardinals in that division, 49ers, Rams. It's looking scary for the Seahawks. They might have to be at the bottom of that division for next couple of seasons. Tonight, Monday Night Football, we have the 7-7 Dolphins versus the 7-7 Saints. Ian Book will be starting at QB for the Saints, and I live near Notre Dame, so Ian Book, everyone around here is buzzing. Everyone around here is buzzing. Even my cousin that doesn't watch football, he heard Ian Book was starting. He is like, he's like, I'm actually gonna watch it. I'm like, you're actually gonna watch football? Dang, okay. And so hopefully Ian Book can keep calm and do what he did at Notre Dame, which is a whole bunch of check down passes, and he plays like Eli Manning. That's all I got. The Saints will definitely be running the ball pretty heavily tonight with Alvin Kamara. Maybe a little screen pass to Alvin. And just in case Ian Book gets injured, since Jameis Winston has a torn ACL, Trevor Siemian is out with COVID, Taysom Hill is out with COVID, which he's worth like 180 mil for some reason. And just in case Ian Book gets injured, we got Blake Bortles, the legend, to back him up. Let's pray that we don't see Blake Bortles in an NFL game again. But in order for the Dolphins to hopefully stop Ian Book, if he is a problem, which he won't be, the Dolphins they're going to want to make Ian Book uncomfortable tonight. And Jalen Phillips, with, I think he has 8.5 sacks, he will definitely be trying to get in there and make Ian Book uncomfortable, make him do the wrong decisions, which Ian Book is not the best under pressure, but he is definitely someone that can avoid it and make smart decisions through it. Ian Book has a good football IQ. He just does not execute sometimes. I've watched him a lot, like I said. I live near Notre Dame, and yeah, I'm actually excited to see what Ian Book can do. I think he can do really good in the NFL. But is that me being biased? No, I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I actually don't really like Notre Dame, but the Dolphins, they are on a 6-game win streak. Yes, they started this season 1-7, and now they're in the playoff race. I would like to say, I think they're actually in the playoff race, and they might make the playoffs, but that may be a stretch too. Some people you ask, but sorry, Jalen Waddle, on fire this season. Will he win Offensive Rookie of the Year? In my opinion, he's definitely top 3. I think it goes Jamar Chase winning it, and then Najee Harris for the Steelers, and then Jalen Waddle. Wow, That's crazy to think about. They were all on a team once upon a time at Alabama. Whew. That's scary. That's Alabama for you though. Yeah, and speaking of Alabama, Marcus Davenport, along with Cam Jordan, will try to make Tua get out of the pocket and make the wrong decision, kind of like what I said with Jalen Phillips and the Saints, or in the Dolphins, sorry. I'm trying to make Ian Buck uncomfortable. They will both try to, each team will try to bring pressure and make the other team uncomfortable. Tua has learned more of what to do under pressure in the NFL, but I'm sure Cam Jordan and Marcus Davenport are very hungry, and my favorite matchup today is going to be Marshawn Lattimore against Devontae Parker, or against Jalen Waddle, each one, but Marcus, oh my goodness, Marshawn Lattimore, sorry. Okay, he'll try to make Jalen Waddle and Devontae Parker uncomfortable and try to lock him down. Jalen Waddle has been more the number one this year, which I don't think Jalen Waddle is necessarily a number one, that like on a championship winning team. He's more of a number two or maybe a slot receiver, but Devontae Parker, I think he could be a number one. He just has not gotten any help, I guess. Tua hasn't really thrown him the ball. It's not because he's not getting open. It's just because Tua is making different reads. And someone I really want to watch tonight is Emmanuel Agba. Sorry, I'm bad with names, but Emmanuel Agba. He has 10 pass deflections this year. That's top 10 in the NFL, and he's a defensive end. That's obviously first in anyone in the front seven. So that's linebackers in line. And that's crazy to me. He'll try to make an impact best he can. And I'm excited to see who wins this. Ian Buck has to look out for Xavier Howard, who's been a lockdown this year. I don't know. He might have. I should have looked, but he might be a Pro Bowler this year. I didn't look. And he was a Pro Bowler last year. Great defensive player. And he'll try to maybe get another pick. I know he has 4 picks this year, which is a lot. Actually, it's not a lot. You got Diggs over there in Denver, or in Dallas. You got 11. But dang, 11 interceptions in 1 year. Ooh, that's nice. But yeah, Xavier Howard, I'm going to try to lock it down. And the Dolphins are actually favored by 3 points. I think I'm going to take the Saints to cover. It's going to be... Actually, no, I'm taking the Dolphins outright. I think it's going to be an interesting game, but in the end, I think Tua, having more experience than Ian Book, will play a factor. I could also see Ian Book going off and making an impact, which would be very interesting. Maybe Ian Book might have to start if he has a great game. Maybe Sean Payton will consider that. And I'm going to take the Dolphins, make it a 7-game winning streak for them. And yeah, hopefully they. It's a toss up in my opinion, but yes, I'm going to take the Dolphins outright to cover and outright. So that's my game prediction for Monday Night Football. I do want to go over the games for Week 16. Hold on, let me pull it up. Yeah. Ooh. Taking me a second. Sorry. You got the Buccaneers beating the Panthers. That one, not really a shock. Tom Brady just doing what Tom Brady does. He did that without Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, but he's just rolling. He had Antonio Brown as number one receiver, but Gronk's there, and they got it done. Thursday Night Football, the 49ers lost to the Titans. Titans, obviously, without Derrick Henry for a couple of weeks now, either 2 or 3. Some people saying that Derrick Henry could be back for the playoffs. I don't know if he will, but there's always buzz like that. Maybe if they make it to conference championship, which I don't necessarily see them doing at the moment, but I know they have the potential to. That run game was pretty good. It wasn't the best, but Devontae Foreman, I might have butchered that name, but Devontae Foreman, he definitely has some motivation to try to take that starting spot, which he has that starting spot right now. I don't know why I'm saying take it. Christmas Day games. You got the Browns and the Packers. The Packers they won that game. It should not have been as close as it was. The Packers won that football game. Clearly they won that football game. Baker Mayfield. I saw something on Twitter that said that Baker Mayfield is just a sober Johnny Manziel. I don't think that's true, but that was pretty funny. I know some Browns fans hate Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is a starter. He just had a bad game. He needs to get more comfortable. But Aaron Rodgers is rolling. I don't know if he's a front runner for MVP. He's definitely up there. But yeah, Packers win. The Colts beating the Cardinals on Christmas Day, 22-16. Kyler Murray, he made that dumb mistake with the safety in the end zone, but it's better than giving up 7 points. He had no choice there with the bad snap. So, but Carson Wentz is actually looking like he's back. It feels crazy to say after the last year and a half he's had, but yeah, Carson Wentz, he's looking like he's back. He's got Frank Wright back, and yeah, he's looking like he's back. Lions and Falcons, 20-16. Falcons win. Matt Ryan tied Eli Manning for 9th on the all-time touchdowns list. I thought that was cool. I don't got much to say about this game. The Lions almost won without Jared Goff. What was it? Tim Boyle starting? Yeah, Tim Boyle starting. You got I got a lot of things to say about this game. Broncos lose to the Raiders, 13-17. The only reason why we have more than 6 points is because of Bradley Chubb getting a pick and almost taking it to the house. That's all I gotta say about that. And that game, Drew Lock didn't play bad. He played safe. And at this point, you can't play safe in December. But yet again, it's Drew Lock, and let's just say we're glad that he played it safe. But Derek Carr, he's got his guys. He's 8-7. I think they actually might make the playoffs. Ravens and Bengals. Oof. This was a good game. Obviously, Lamar Jackson was not in the game. I think Tyler Huntley, he got injured. Wait, is Tyler Huntley? Hold on, I'm messing these names up, guys. Sorry. It was something like that, but T. Higgins was a beast. It was crazy. Oh, his one catch over like 3 people. What was it? 2 or 3 people was insane. That was video game like, but Joey Burrow, the boy from LSU, national champion, Heisman Trophy winner, first overall pick. played like he's a first overall pick. 525 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Playing like an MVP, which he might be up there in my opinion. In my opinion, he might deserve that MVP. The Bengals, for the first time since 2005, I think, the Bengals have swept the Ravens and the Steelers in the same year for the first time since 2005. The Bengals just won outright. They won outright in both meetings, with Lamar and without Lamar. And the Bengals, they're number one in that AFC North, and it'll be interesting to see what happens regardless. But the Bengals are making the playoffs if you try to tell me otherwise, and I think the Ravens will be okay too. They just need to beat the Bengals. The Ravens need to beat somebody good, and they need Lamar back. Next game, I already said a couple of things about this. Texans Chargers 29-41. The Texans. I'm sure everyone is definitely saying, oh well, the Texans are just they're just screwing themselves over because they keep winning. That's true. That's definitely true. They've won 2 games in a row. I don't think the Texans care. They know they'll have a top 10 pick, and Deshaun Watson, that's not settled yet. They're hoping that they can get a trade for Deshaun Watson. I think they should keep him, but with this man, David Mills, I don't know if you. I think he's a starter. Obviously, they have Tyrod, and Tyrod got screwed over again by getting replaced by a young buck. But I mean, the defense definitely helped. But when you score 24 points in the fourth quarter, you're winning a ball game. And Justin Herbert made one bad play that ultimately cost him the game with that pick 6 at the end of the game in fourth. But Justin Herbert, he had 2 interceptions, and what also didn't help was Josh Jackson fumbled, and then the Texans got a ball back and they scored, obviously. That was just a really solid game by the Texans all around. Good defense, good offense. I don't know. I got nothing much to say about that. But the Chargers, they're playing my Broncos this week. We beat them last time. They're hungry. They might steamroll us, and I won't be surprised if they do. Next game, got the Rams and the Vikings. The Rams, they had a little bit of a whoa. The Rams had a little bit of a slump, and they're back now. 11-4 on the year. They're first place in the NFC West. Yes, I don't know why I thought otherwise. They're rolling though. They beat Jacksonville, got a win against the Cardinals, and they're back. Matthew Stafford though did throw 3 picks, and I think that's the only reason why it was close. Wait, hold up. Did y'all see the gritty by OBJ? That was sweet. That was sweet. Justin Jefferson paying homage to him, which he had 8 receptions for 116 yards, which, wow. But Cooper Kupp pretty much won my fantasy for me. He had 10 receptions, 109 yards, stud every single year. Touchdown would have helped, but I'm not complaining. It's fantasy. I don't really care. But the Vikings, the Vikings still can make the playoffs. And I ultimately think they will. But hold on, let me look at their schedule really quick. I know their schedule is not the prettiest. Yeah, they got the Packers and Bears left. They can definitely beat the Bears. The Bears, I'll talk about them in a little bit, but they need to beat the Packers. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's Sunday Night Football next week. Yeah, ooh, dang. It's a good game. Okay, next. The Bills and the Patriots. I don't. I feel like everyone doesn't want the Patriots to win. I like Mac Jones enough. I don't really like him. I didn't support Mac Jones coming out of Alabama because it's Alabama and you have the best receivers and you have all these weapons. And I thought, oh, he just has a lot of weapons. He's just throwing up for grabs. He's not making the right reads. Mac Jones is a smart football player. That's all I got. But wow, Josh Allen played like an MVP, which he hasn't all year, in my opinion. This was definitely a breakout game. And the Patriots, Bill did say that they were going to run it down their throat. They ran it down their throat. Damian Harris, 18 carries, 103 yards, 3 touchdowns. Crazy. They ran it down their throats. That's what Bill said they were going to do, and that's what it did. But the Patriots ultimately, they can't do what they did with Tom. Which actually you probably could with Mac Jones, but they need a star receiver. They need someone. They need someone. But I can I don't know. The Patriots, they have 9. I think I do think that the Patriots will get into the playoffs. They're going to lose first round, but a Bills Patriots first round matchup, part 3, that might not be bad. That definitely might not be bad. But I think the Bills, they will win. My preseason Super Bowl prediction was Rams Bills, and I don't think the Bills will get there anymore just because when you're playing a big team like the Patriots and your leading rusher is your QB with 12 carries for 64 yards, that's not pretty. You can't do that in January when it's cold and you play in Buffalo, New York. Like, you can't. You saw it last time they played the Patriots. They can't run. They can't run the football. They rely on Josh Allen to do everything, which he pretty much can, but he can't. I do want to appreciate Isaiah McKenzie. Stud, 11 receptions, 125 yards, and a touchdown. And that touchdown was sick. Good throw by Josh Allen on the money. And that's next. The trash ball, ultimately. The Jets and the Jags. Well, the Jags are going to have another first overall pick, most likely. Yeah. Nothing much to say. But Trevor Lawrence didn't look bad. The Jags' run game was not bad. Zach Wilson went off. He had a 52-yard scramble for a touchdown was insane. But Zach Wilson, definitely the best rookie performer, I think, of the week. 14 for 22, 102 yards, a touchdown. Okay, those stats don't look good, but the way he managed the game was, I think, the best he's managed a game all year. And that's what a franchise QB does. He manages the game. Trevor Lawrence, he's been managing the game, but he just couldn't get it done. They have 2 wins on the season. We're not talking about Urban Meyer, but yeah. And Zach Wilson, he might have something going there in New York, but you beat the Jags, so you might not. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the New York Giants 34-10. I know someone that is a diehard Giants fan. He's accepted it. Me and him are at the same level. Both our teams suck. My team, the Broncos, actually being in contention. I know they're not going to do anything, but yeah, the Giants, they have something going with Daniel Jones. Obviously, he hasn't played in a couple of weeks because of his neck. And then I think he missed time earlier this year with concussion. But when you got Mike Glennon playing QB for you, you're not going to win game. Even if you have Saquon. And I do like Kadarius Toney a lot. Kenny Galladay hasn't done much this year. Did he even play yesterday? I don't know. But he's been gone all year, pretty much. And yeah, that's what I gotta say about the Giants. But the Eagles, crazy. The Eagles are 8-7, and they have a chance of making the playoffs. Unfortunately, they cannot win the East because Cowboys clinched. Excuse me. The Cowboys clinched the East. I'll get to that game. Oh my goodness. But Jalen Hurts, he's leading these guys. And him and Devontae Smith's connection is legendary. It's immaculate. I don't know what to say about it. That's franchise right there. If the Eagles are even smart enough to keep it. But it's the Eagles. Most likely in a couple of years all be gone anyways. But I think if the Eagles, their defense plays to their excuse me again. If their defense plays to their ability, they are a scary team. That's if Jalen Hurts has a good game and their defense plays well, but it's GG. And I know it's way too early for this. I think they'll have a division title in the next 2 years. 2-3 years. One of the late games, I already talked. The only late game I've talked about is the Broncos game because my Broncos. But yeah, the Bears beat the Seahawks by 1 point. A nice little comeback that they had there. Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles started that game. Crazy in my opinion. I didn't even know he was still in the league. Honestly, I thought he just retired once Andy Dalton got signed. I thought he retired, but nope. 24 of 35, 250 yards and a touchdown for the former Super Bowl MVP. And Jadarius Byrd just making an incredible catch. Is playing right now on my screen. That 2-point conversion to win the game. He got both feet in bounds. It was legendary. Go see that if you haven't. David Montgomery, 21 carries, 45 yards. It definitely was not going for him at all. That Bears offensive line could not keep the Seahawks front seven. But flipping it the other way, you got Rashad Penny, 17 carries, 135 yards and a touchdown. He went ham on the ground. It was snowing, so I was kind of surprised, or I wasn't surprised that the Seahawks ran it down their throats. Russell Wilson didn't play bad. 16 of 27, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said before, the Seahawks need to do something. Russell Wilson, he's not 100% right now, but like he needs to go. Him or Bobby Wagner, you need something. You'll have a good draft pick this year. Maybe it'll turn around. Maybe Pete Carroll's right. They just need to retool, but they've been saying that for years, ever since they lost the Super Bowl to... Excuse me. Ever since they lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots. Malcolm Butler. Nice. But yeah, I don't know, really. DK hasn't really done much. I don't know. Tyler Lockett and DK, they're both quiet. But when DK does something, it's a big deal because that's type of fan base DK Metcalf has and type of fan base the Seahawks have. Next, the Steelers and the Chiefs. 36-10. This game was a massacre. Well, I mean, the Steelers did their little thing where they tried to come back at the end, but Big Ben, he's done. He's done. And I'm sorry, Steelers fans, he hasn't left sooner. He's the last one of that 2004 draft class, but that it's bad. That's all I got. Steelers. Najee almost had 100 yards rushing. But for the Chiefs, like I said before, they're reloading. 11-4. Almost have the 1 seed locked up. They don't have the West locked up. Wait, yes, they have the West locked up. I'm stupid. Once they get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back, it might be game. I think the only other team that could stop this is the Rams or the Bucks. Which if we get a Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl again, I'm gonna go off. Because it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. Excuse me again. I must be tired or something. Maybe I'll take a nap after this. But yeah. Next. Sunday Night Football. This is the last one, and then I'll get you guys going. Dak Prescott played like an MVP. I don't like Cowboys fans. I don't think anyone does, but Cowboys looked elite. I love Dak Prescott, but I never really liked Zeke or any of the other guys on that team. Oh no, CeeDee Lamb. I love CeeDee Lamb, but I never really liked and it's the Cowboys. That's all I gotta say. It's like the Lakers in basketball. It's just they're a brand instead of a team at this point. Which, yeah, that's okay, but still. Domination with what this game was. 56-14, beating the football team. And, wow. But Zeke didn't do much, and this is why I think Zeke's a little overrated. 9 carries, 37 yards, a touchdown. It's not his fault. He only got 9 carries, like I said, but still. Taylor Heineke, 7 for 22. This Cowboys defense was just a menace. It was when the score is 42-7 at halftime, it's insanity. That's what that is. It's insanity. Amari Cooper had a pretty good game. Cooper Rush had a good game. That's how. That was just insane. But Trayvon Diggs had a pick. Heck, DeMarcus Lawrence had a pick 6, and that's just impressive. That's all I gotta say. I think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are legit. I actually see this Cowboys team maybe making it to the Super Bowl, but is that because they won by 42 points? Probably, but I don't know. For the football team for Washington, they're 6-9, nice, but sign out for the year. Just start losing for draft pick at this point. I thought you guys had something, but you didn't. Yeah. But that's all I got today. But I will see you guys on Thursday for episode 2 of Talkin Baseball. And I'm Liam Elkins, and I'm out.